Okay. Good evening, guys. Welcome again to another session. Hope you can hear me and we are doing fine. You guys have anything you want to share? Maybe from our last class. Any questions or any update from our last class or on your progress so far before we kick off today? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right.
You just
Yes.
asked us to go and watch those videos, the blender, and we should practice. We should practice
Yeah. Were
it.
you able to watch any of the videos? Did you go through them?
I had to look for my own videos, but I was able to just practice some things. I'm a little familiar with the interface compared to like last class now.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Hold on. Okay. Um. So any other person before we quickly kick off?
Okay. Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. Okay, yes, I was able to watch the Blender video. I'm done with the Blender video and did some stuff. Just what the teacher was teaching, I was just practicing. So at least now I'm like a bit. I'm getting comfortable to the short commands and the interface on the Blender. Then the After Effects video, I'm still on it. No, the video is like length is like 4 hours. I think I've done an hour. So I'm still on the After Effects video.
Yeah. Okay. Well done. Well done. Nice. All right. Thank you. I think okay, let's just quickly kick off today. Um. The reason why I really suggested we watch those videos, I mean, because there's only so much I can do in an hour or so, or or 2 hours, basically. Most of the heavy lifting you really have to come from your personal practice. So I think I went through the video and I saw it was quite informative enough to at least get you started in the least amount of time. So that's why I just suggested that we go through it. So it will actually help us a lot, when it comes to like actually getting used to the whole interface. So maybe if you did any work, maybe you practice something from the tutorial, um, you can share it. You can just share it on the group, right? Or just share anything you've done so far. So it can also help people to see that okay, you know, like your progress and don't know there's something still going on, essentially. Yeah. So today is not really going to be um, I think this is the place where we have gotten to the let me not say threshold, but like this is like where things actually begin to make sense and we now begin to create something meaningful at the end of the day, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean that from today, essentially we're going to focus on our campus project, essentially. Um, and that's why I think the After Effects program, knowledge of After Effects is like so important because, like I said from the beginning, it's going to be like our primary software for animation. Now, mind you, even after now, we're still going to continue learning, and going deeper. All right, try and talk on other software besides After Effects and the others that we've already talked about. We'll try and see if we can cover Adobe Character Animator. Um, we'll also try and see if we can do a little bit of animation, like actual animation in terms of character animation, 3D and 2D animation. But those things are just from what we already learned, from previous classes, where we'd apply the animation principles. Just do some basic, um, interpretation of what we've learned so far. Create something actually meaningful. So I guess from now on, it's sort of like a different. Will I say we have entered? We're first in the beginners phase. Let me just put it like that. Now I've entered intermediate stroke, a little bit advanced stage. I'm not saying that because it's going to be more difficult. I'm just saying that you can, your mind can mentally shift from, what we've been doing so far. Because now we're going to really try and do things that would stretch our minds and stretch, our knowledge. So like I said, what we are doing here is not really, it's not really meant to be just that I would, teach you everything because it's not really possible with the time that we have. But if you are able to go back home and then practice and then even learn a little bit further, right? Because I will also share resources. It will help you to really cover more ground. Then if you have questions, then you can ask me. If you have things that are confusing you, then I can assist you with. But I'll just lay some of the foundation so we can move on from there. So we'll talk about those things from now on, till the end of the whole program. But from now on, our primary goal is going to be the capstone project. That's going to be what we're going to focus on. Besides the other things that we'll just be touching, occasionally. Um, yeah. So I think what I'll do, let's just quickly go through the project again and see what it actually entails. I know I shared it like weeks ago. I shared it weeks ago. So we can have a look of things that we're going to really focus on. Let me share my screen. Um, okay, so let me see. I think this document here. So the capstone project. So essentially, so this is the creative session basically, and you know, um, we are going to see how we can create an advert for a company, right? That wants to sell a new product to their audience. Now it's like that because I don't want to restrict you in the niche that you want to choose. You can decide to go in any direction, whether it's real estate, tech products, beauty product, whatever it is. Just a company that wants to sell a new product to their audience. So it's very broad. So it depends on what you want to do, right? So pick any niche or company of your choice. You can pick a company that already exists, maybe like Nike or something, or Fanta or something like that. Or you can just have your own, imaginary brand, or maybe even your own brand. Maybe you actually even already have a brand. You can use that, so whichever. So the adverts should be at least 10 seconds long. So that will be the duration for our capstone project, at least 10 seconds long. Then the aspect ratio, as we've talked about before, I think we've been working on one by one for a while now. But feel free to like use any other one. 16 by 9, as we've already talked about, is more like you know, sort of rectangular, sorry, yeah, rectangular, horizontally rectangular, like your laptop screen, you know. Then we have 9 by 16, which is more like a portrait, view, like your mobile phone, that's TikTok size. Yeah, so just feel free to use any aspect ratio you want to use. Then you can make use of 2D elements, right? As we've already started doing before now. Images, illustrations, graphics, right? Then you can also incorporate any 3D element as well. So maybe in your animation or in your design, you want to have a 3D object. So that means you have to create your object in 3D, right? Then maybe light it up and then render it out and then have it as an image. Then add that object to your animation if you want, or render it as an animation, then put it in your capstone project. Just feel free. So you can use 3D and 2D elements however you want to be. Then at the end of the day, the animation should be Lottie and JSON compatible, as we've already talked about how to export Lottie and JSON. So this kind of like what we would focus on from now on, because we're going to see how we can have this ready, and I think the goal you should set for yourself is, if you can get this done before the end of this month, that would be very good, because that's what it can show that you have actually learned so far. So I know that so that we are going to really focus our attention on this as much as possible, just try to give your time towards it. This thing can be done in one day, so it's not so much of a big deal, let's say. But yeah, so we have like a time frame. Let's try and work with that. Let's see how we can, have something meaningful at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to just quickly just run through maybe how you might go about it, right? Like I said, is you are the one that will do whatever you want to do, but I will just give you a little bit of tips here and there that can help you out. Then, if you have any questions, as usual, just feel free to ask me or ask it on the group. So let's say we want to create an advert now. Obviously, primarily we're going to use After Effects. So that will be our software of choice. So now we want to create an advert. So let's just create an imaginary product, right? So I'll quickly run through it. Then let's just see what we can do in like 30 minutes or so. Okay, so if I can do something in 30 minutes, then 7 days is like more than enough, or even 9 days. So what I'm going to do, maybe I would use so first of all, I would just first imagine. So let's say I will use so let me just call my company. I just say let me just work with Nike just for the sake of, so let's say Nike is producing a new shoe, maybe a sneaker or something. So sneakers, right? Yeah, let us work with that for this demonstration. So I guess we'll explore more of that later on. So, but that's just the idea, new shoes. So, normally if this was a company, maybe they were to give you a job or something, they will give you all the resources, right? They'll tell you that, oh, these are things I want, they'll give you the images, they'll give you, all the things you need. But because we're sort of imagining our own products, we have to like just look for, the asset ourselves. Essentially. So what I'll do, let me see. Just give me a minute. Mm, So from here on, I think I will go online and just quickly check for you know, maybe images of shoes, Nike shoes, and just work with that and see what I can come up with. Basically, let me see. Just give me a minute. Trying to show. Mm, Wait, sorry, minutes. Okay, I think I want to show an example of let me just show you an example of something that I want to emphasize it very well. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Sir, your screen is no longer showing.
Yeah. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to copy some files.
Okay.
Doesn't disrupt. Yeah. Just give me a minute. Sorry. Mm, Just give me a minute. Sorry. Okay. I think I will just. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. That's enough. Okay. Where's my? How do I even share this maybe? Um. Okay. All right. I'm trying to look for this. Where's my screen? Okay. Share screen. Okay. So I don't know, where is there like a bit file just now? So I want to show you an example of something. Okay, yeah, let's use this. So this is like an idea of what they call it now. Maybe how a client might come and ask you a question that he wants to do so and so, right? So this is like a practical example of an actual client. So he was like, "Hope you're well, sir. I need from you. What I need from you is a Spring sales advert poster saved as PNG or PDF, right?" So he's saying he wants an advert that is saved as a PNG. That's an image file or a PDF file, and a video advert as well, right? 10 to 15 seconds long from the poster. I will need Photoshop files or Illustrator files, depending on where you make them, blah, blah, blah. I need you to know, let me see. Yeah, so after that, I think he will send, so they might send you a sample of what they want, like the style that they want, right? Let me see here. Let me just use this one. So, it's giving me details of the project. So the client is telling me that, okay, the details I want, I want so and so. This is the title, the campaign, just giving me all the general idea. So the size is A3 size. That's more like a portrait size. A3, A3 is when they say A3 is A4 paper times 2 of A4 paper. So brochure, half cover. So you can see that they usually like maybe I give you all the specifications. Then they'll give you the assets as well. So these are like the things that will be on the poster, so you don't have to like go and get it online yourself. They usually give it to you. There are 4 products, before and after, so and so, so the details of the products. And yeah, so that's how that's usually how it will go. But because we're just trying to like come up with our own idea, so we quickly just go on Google and check for something. So let's just quickly see what we can find on Google. For the sake of our class, Nike. Let's see if you can get some nice images of the Nike shoes. So let me see. I sort of like this idea. I love the way this thing is very hazy. Maybe I'll use that idea for my own adverts. Okay, so let me just quickly get something. Let's see. Let me download the logo first of all. Let me get the Nike logo so that I would have that for my advert. And then I will get. Let me see. Well, I don't know why it's not clear. Let me get a better logo. But let me just pick any random shoe so that I don't waste too much time. Let me see. I saw one black shoe not too long ago. Okay, let me use. Nah, I don't like that shoe. Want a catchy. Oh, okay. Let me just pick anything. Let me not waste too much time. Let me just use this. So I'll download this. Yeah. Then I think I would also get the Nike logo. Yeah, I need this. Some house. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'll save this as well. I think that's all I need for now. So quickly jump on Canva and create something quickly. Create their design from where we turn it to an advert essentially. Um, wait, let me see. I do not popping up, bro. I was doing this thing. How do I? Okay, I think it's showing now. Okay, so I'll create a new design. Maybe I'll just use for the sake of this class. I'll just use square. I'll use a square size. Yeah, set it load up. So what do I do now? What I'm looking for first of all is I know what I want to design. I want to design a shoe advert. I might not have the particular words that will be on the design, but I know it's a new product, so maybe it's more like we think of a catchy phrase, but let's just figure out our design. So I said usually it's best to start with a sketch, um, right? So you could actually do that, but because of time, I'll just work with any template I have here and use that layout for my design. So I'll just quickly check for, let me see, any just nice layout that I find here that might work out for me. Let me just type shoe. Let me see what I can get from there. Um, okay. So let me see. Want a nice. Hmm. Sort of like this, but I think I'll do something simpler. I think I want something that has a very simple approach, something like this. Let me just use this. Okay. Um, but better still, let me see this design. I like this design. Okay. Hmm. I like this. I think I intentionally chose a design that was not a premium design, so you won't be like using it because it has Canva Premium. That's why you can. So I use a totally free design. You don't have to pay for it. So let's just go with this. So let me see. New arrival, right? So yeah, I like the new arrival stuff. So maybe I'll just change this to um Nike 240 uh, Jordan. Um, Order now. Okay, should I think this is not very yet. Understand? So weird. Maybe around the top a bit more. So where's my shoe? Let me get my shoe from my downloads folder. In this and this. So I think the other sample I was showing you guys before, the client was like, okay, he wanted, so he sent samples of like this, like what he wants, this kind of style. So you sometimes the client might give you like a style that he's trying to like follow, which makes it even easier for you, right? But in this our case, let's just assume that there's no style per se. We just want to like be free. He gave us the liberty to choose anything we want to choose. So let me drop my this thing here and the Nike logo as well. So I mean, there are different ways you can remove a background, right? I think I showed you guys this website called ClipDrop. I'm not sure, I think I've shown you guys the website before. So um you can come over here and select background. You remove background, and it's just remove background. Very easy. This is one way you can remove background, so you don't have to like use. You don't have to use Canva Pro. If you don't have Canva Pro account, this can work as well. Just create an account, sign in, and you are good. So this is one way you can do the same thing. All right. Um, let me break up this and drag this in. I don't get too many things opened up at the same time. Then so I think wait, sorry, let me see. Like this thing sign, okay, not signing yet. I think it's still here. Okay, I think yeah. So once you sign in, it would like start doing the work. So it's going to erase this background and give us a PNG, transparent PNG that we can drag to our Canva and essentially use. Yeah. So yeah, that's one way. But if you have Canva Pro, you can just use Canva. It's all the same thing. So we use that approach for the shoe as well. I just think the shoe is already here. Upload. Yeah. So let me just use Canva. But like I said, there are many other tools you can use to do exactly the same thing. Okay, so okay, yeah. So I like this. Let me see first of all. Let me just I want to put this logo somewhere here. Let's see. Thinking of the most convenient place that logo would be. Um, if you already have something there, sorry, position layers. Probably let's just keep it here for now. We can at least adjust it. So let's see this. Let me duplicate this page so that I can have a copy of the original design. So first of all, let me delete this shoe and paste in my other shoe. I'll flip it horizontally and let's see if that works. Um, so let me change this color to fit the shoe. Let me pick a color in the shoe. Maybe something like this or something brighter. Or something brighter. Or let me try something. Let me use a complementary color. So I can contrast this color of the shoe. So let me just first use the blue that was here in the shoe first of all. Let's see if that'll work better. I'm not liking that yellow, it's too hidden. I think it's a bit better. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Okay, then I think what we can also do. Okay, I think for now this is just fine. Just simple design. That's fine. Let me bring out this my Nike logo to the top. Maybe it's better if it's even here. Let me try it and see. No, I prefer the other way. Looks small. Okay, so let's just work with this for now. So this is my design. Um, you know, I might decide that I want a different so I'm trying to create an animation, as Barry said here, that is about 10 seconds long. So I might only just have one animation per se. Because I could decide, okay, maybe after this, something else should show, right? Maybe after the shoe, because I'm trying to visualize how the animation will be like. Let's say after the shows, the shoe will show, and then other or something, right? We could have that. Then we could say, okay, maybe we actually even want something else to pop up after this, right? So I would, if I want to have that kind of idea, it's best that maybe I create that idea here as well. So maybe I would duplicate this. Um, so maybe just to sort of plan the motion per se. Maybe it's gonna be now like this. For example, let me say, okay, so maybe after that, um, maybe there'll be a price tag. Maybe here I'll write 499.99, 499. Keeps it the wrong thing. Oh no, let's drag it up there. Open. Then the shadow will be more like this. Okay, so that's just fine. It's all good. So for the sake of this, let's just quickly export this and save it as a PDF. PDF standard. I would export page 2. I think the last two pages, 3 and 4. So as I'm working, just begin to think of your own idea. What product do you want to, advertise? What do you want to work with? Everybody will have a different idea, obviously. But the approach remains the same way you would go about it. So yeah, so I will download the file, and then let me see. Okay, I download that file just now. So yeah, this is the file. What I will do, I will open this file in, what do they call it now? Photopea. Yeah, let's go to Photopea and open it up and organize the file for After Effects. Organize it for After Effects. Okay, so I would just drag and drop this right here. So now we have 2 pages, page 1 and page 2. Like I said, many times these things, my own case, page 1, you can see how the text has been totally messed up. Already messed up. It's already messed up. So one thing I always love to do is that because of when you talk about a font. So now this font that is here is called, what font was used here? Agrandi Grand, right? It's possible that because that font is not available in Photopea, it's looking like this. One thing I love to do as well is I love to, open it up as a normal file like this, right? So this is more like a reference that, okay, I can tell that, okay, this types like normally, but this is how it now looks like here. So it's just a text. All I need to do is just to find the actual font, right, and download that font. So in this case now, this font is called Agrandi Grand. So I can just very go on Google and type Agrandi. How you even pronounce that thing? Agrandi Grand font. So I can download that font and check it out and use it, install it font on my system, download. So this is one way you can actually try to keep it consistent. So once I download the fonts, I would head over to my, that is it here. I would export, let me extract the fonts, and I would download I would install the font, just open it up, select all of them, I click and install. So the font will be in my system, right? That's one way. So when I get to After Effects, I will just create the text again to match this format, right? So I can just delete. I can actually just delete this from here, you know, so it doesn't confuse me. At least it was able to successfully transfer the shoe and some of the graphics, you know. So whichever thing got lost again. So you can just do it, font by font. Check this font, I know this font, and so that's one way. Second way you can also do it is you can export it as an SVG file. Now I don't recommend SVG most times because SVG doesn't really work most of the time, right? But it has a way of working sometimes, right? So you can also just try SVG and see if it will retain this font when you transfer it to Photopea. So let's see if SVG give me a better result when I take it to Photopea. So let's just do this downloading. So that's how we would, be able to just try and transfer all the items that are here to Photopea. So let's just really work with the file we have here. So this is the shoe. So I'll call this shoe. Like we already said before, we have to organize our files here so we don't get confused later on. This is the Nike logo. Nike logo. These are the text that just messed up. So I will just ignore this one now. I think I should even delete it. Because it's not really useful to us now. It doesn't confuse me. Then is the shadow. I think the background, yeah, background, and this is just nothing. So then that, yeah, so everything is almost set. Okay, this is this border here. Let me just call this border. Then this is what is this? This is the text. I think the text is it's almost correct. Or it didn't really get to do. I think that font is the same font that was used before. Yeah, the same Grande font, uh, just a different variation. We already have that, so we'll just leave it for now. Let's just leave it for now. Then what's this? So I'll just, I think this is border, yeah, border. This is the text. I'll just call this border now. And what's this? Okay, yeah, that shape. Just call it blue shape. Okay, so essentially we're almost done. Let's check out the download and see if it was able to retain the file that we were looking for. Where are you? Let's see. New arrival. Where is the file? Okay, it's here. So I will extract it quickly and just check it out. So yeah, let's drag it through and see if it works. Yeah, so funny enough, so this one got the text, but messed up with the what they call it now, the other things that we already have. So yeah, I guess once we just copy, let me use select this tool here. So we'll copy these elements and use them so we just copy it and paste it. So I think I'll first of all group these files to one file. Let me just shift select all of them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So I'll group it Control G. Where are you? Where is the group? Yeah, I think this is a group here. Yeah. So I will just cut Control X if I'm not mistaken. Control X and come over here and Control. Let me try that again. What layer is it? Okay, this layer. Right? Yeah, this is the layer. So I'll select all these things, Control X. Then I'll come over here and Control V. Okay, yeah. So I'll group them again. Let me group it again. Yeah. To call this new arrival. Then I'll drag it up. Let me see. Where was the other one? Somewhere around here. So yeah, let's see. The other one is this part here. So I have to just drag and select this all this together. So sometimes when you're working with these things, when I say you can be lucky that once you export it, to Photopea, it just gives exactly what you want sometimes. But other times it becomes messy like this. So you have to just like um try and work with it. So these are all the files I got. I'll just Control X or Control C and Control V. I'll group it again here. I'll call this Nike text or something. Okay. What I do is I just adjust it. Adjust it to fit in with how it normally supposed to look like. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's fine for now. I'll just adjust it. Yeah, so we'll just leave it like this, and I think I will just use this first one. Let me not bother with one, but it's literally the same thing. I think the last thing is just this order now. So let me copy the order now from here. So let me just remove the background. It's confusing. So yeah, Control X, and I'll drop here Control V. So I'll group this together again. Um, I'll call this let me call this order now. Okay, so let me drag this and readjust it the way it's supposed to be. So maybe if I had not deleted the sample text that was there, it would have actually helped me to guide me to know where I'm supposed to keep it. But yeah, it's fine. Delete this one and put down there. Border as well. Go. So this one, let's just work with page one. So we don't. This is just like a template for me to like use to like know how it might look like. So this is my final. It might not be exactly the same because I think there's a slight variation here. So what I can actually even do is that what I will most likely do in an actual project, I'll probably just screenshot this um or drag the PNG of the design and paste it here. So I would use this as a guide for me. So if I select this, for example, sorry, where's my move to? Yeah, if I select this as an example, I would just overlay this image on top of it, right? Then I would reduce the opacity a bit so I can see where it's supposed to be. Then I'll lock the layer. Locking it means it won't be able to soon you cannot move it again. You can't select it again. So it just be there as a guide. What I will do now, I'll use that as a guide to adjust sorry, the guide to adjust this. So I'll use that as a guide. Where's my edge down text? And so I mean the reason why I'm doing this live is to give you an idea of problems that you might face, how you can tackle it. Okay, so I think that's all we need. So I'll select this and delete it. So yeah, this is exactly what we had before. I think I'm good now. So I'll save this as a Photoshop file, export and save as PSD. Just call this, yeah, that. So now open my After Effects, create a new project, a new composition. Let's use what size is this? So to check the size, like I already said before, go to image, canvas size, and this is so I can just use the exact size 1620 by 1620. Yeah, and we have a blank canvas here. So I would import my PSD file, which is this file here. Just press OK, drag it to your timeline, and yeah, this is it. What do I now do? Right click, create, convert to layout comp. So we have this. So don't forget that this page one is because we did not remove them from this group called page one. They're all inside the group called page one. That's why it's showing as a composition here, right? So if you open this page one, you should now find these files here. So that's why if I double tap on this, I'll see all the files, same thing. So what I'll do now, I think I'll just quickly select this and drag it up to the end. So it's last the end of the animation. So just quickly, let's see how long is this. This is like, so I think I want to just be 15 seconds. So this is where I want it to end, right? So when I'm okay, I just press N on my keyboard, or I can drag this anywhere. This is my playback duration. So once it gets to the end of that, we're gonna go back to the beginning, and yeah. And I noticed that it's disappearing. This is disappearing. I don't know why it's disappearing. Probably because of the composition. So let me open it up and see. So you see, they all stop here. So I need to drag it up. Go back. Next one. All of this. Select them. Drag it. Next one. All of this. Select it. Drag it up. This one too. So the shoe doesn't disappear. And I think this is the last one. So now, yeah, they should all stay to the end of the animation. So we just quickly do a quick animation. So let's just do it quickly. I would start with so I'll just use quickly. So I think the first thing that I should move would be the first thing I should move. Let's see. Okay, maybe what I would do, I would make the shoe to show in before the text. So yeah, let me go with that method. So I can quickly just write it down so that I won't forget. Where are you now? So maybe the first thing should be the shoe, then the blue stuff, then after that blue, then we have the new arrival, then after new arrival, we have the text below, and then we have the Nike logo. Then we now have the other now. Yeah, could do like that. So first of all, the shoe. So that means at the beginning, let's say the shoe is not going to be visible. So I want to animate the position and the transparency. So I told you how to use shortcuts. Instead of coming over here to click here, click transform and click and animating these things, I can just, while it's still closed, I can just press P on my keyboard. It opens up the position properties. But keyframe that. I will also keyframe the transparency T on my keyboard. So if I press U, remember I said you press U to show you all the things that I have a keyframe. Because I've set keyframe for the position and the transparency. If I press U, it's going to show you these two options here, right? So what I want is that I want it that when it's starting off, it would maybe to move from this direction. Then at this point to be 0 opacity. So when it moves, it's going to appear in like that. I think that's too slow, so I'll bring it closer a bit. Right. So that's one. Then I think at this point too, we will also do the blue shape. I think that's next. So at this point, I'll keyframe it. So I also want it to be position and transparency. Then I will bring this up a bit. So um, let's see. All right. Okay. Then so let me quickly tell you about a little trick you can also do. So you see that this motion doesn't have any ease in or ease out. It's just a very, straightforward movement. So if I actually want it to have some ease in or ease out, I'm sure you've probably seen it before now. If you watch the videos, you probably know how to do this already. But if you select in our case, let's use the shoe now. Let me just disable this other one. So you see how straightforward the shoe is moving. It just starts and stops. There's no ease in or ease out. So what I'll do is that I'll select the two beginning and end. I'll right click, keyframe assistant, and just quickly use easy ease. Easy ease means it adds both ease in and ease out automatically for you. You now change to this icon here, right? So this icon shows that it's an ease in or an ease out. So this makes it look like the beginning of the animation, you have a sort of slow movement. At the middle will be a bit fast, and at the end, so now ease in. So that's why it looks more like this. So it doesn't just stop, it has a graceful stop, just a little graceful stop, right? So that's one way you can quickly just make it a little bit more interesting. I think I'll use that same method for this. I will just select this, right click, easy ease, same thing. So let me enable the layer back again. But I think it still feels too slow, so I'll make it faster. Make it faster. Let's see. Okay. So after this, so what was the next thing that I had here? Text below. Sorry, a new arrival. Yeah. So after here, the text below this new arrival should appear. So I'll keyframe, maybe bring it back a bit, keyframe position, keyframe the opacity. Then I will come over here and I would animate the opacity, right? And well, let me see first of all. I want to move from the top to the bottom.
Just let them give me to color.
We have after that this now happens. Okay, let's drag this up a bit. We'll bring it closer a bit. Okay, so maybe so I wanted that immediately after this has appeared, this text should appear. So I'll drag this closer. Now, like I said, I don't like how this text is moving. It's moving there's no easy noise out. So I'll use the easy ease again.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody should mute. Okay, so we have. Okay, let's try it again. Then the Nike or the other one, the same principle. I want to keyframe the position where this one started. You see that I told you about using markers before. You can also use markers, just like mark it. But because this already opened like this, I don't really need any marker. I just literally see it from here visually. Because I'm not opening like this menu, right? I just press the shortcut to bring out exactly what I want to animate. So in this case, I want to animate the opacity, which is T. I also want to animate the position, which is P. I have those two keyframes selected and I press U, right? Press it again to show all the things that have been and that have a keyframe. Then from here I think after this appears, After this appears, this one should appear next. So this way this one should start. Maybe this is where it will end. Then it will start here. So remember how I said you add keyframes. Wherever your playhead is, that's where the keyframe will be created, right? So because I want either at this beginning point where this animation is ending, right? I want it that this way this Nike text should actually appear. So this is the beginning, right? So I want it to be 0 opacity. Then I also want it to move a bit up higher. Remember I said this X and Y, so I can move it up like this, right? Or I can use the properties here, X and Y, whichever you prefer. So when you play it now, you see that it appears, so after this, it does this, right? But I think, let me see, new arrival. Let's see when new arrival. Let me bring this closer a bit. Okay, then I'll use my easy again. Lastly, we have the Nike. Maybe this Nike, instead of using that method I used before, I'm going to try a scale. You know what they call scaling, where you make something bigger or smaller. So what I'll do with this Nike, so where this one ends, the Nike would now appear. So where is the Nike logo? I think this is it. So the shortcut for scale is S. You see scale here. So I want it that, let's say at this point, let's add a keyframe first of all. Let me also add another one here. Right? So at this point, I want it to be very, very small. Maybe even 0. Just make it 0. So it's not visible at this point. Then all of a sudden it just pops up. Right? Maybe it's too slow. Let's see how that will look like. Then I'll use my easy again. Easy, where are you? Easy, yeah.
So room being by. I don't know. I go to charge you for phone.
Please, there's someone who is talking.
Okay, you got your one man.
Please, Baba, please, your mic is not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we have this. I think the last thing I would do is I just say that there's a shadow that will not animate. So I think the shadow should appear when the shoe appears. So what I would do is that I think the shoe is the first thing that moves, yeah. So where is the shadow? This is the shadow. I'll just use the opacity. So at this point, where the shoe appears, it's going to be 100%, correct? Then at the beginning, it's going to be 0%. So when I play it up, it will now just move like that. Easy is as well. Easy is. Yeah, so I think the last thing is just the order now. So let's use the order now feature. Let's animate the order now. So I think after the last icon has done, I will just let me use scale as well. So I'll use S for scale. Add 2 keyframes. So at this beginning, it's going to be 0 scale. So it's going to like increase and appear. Now, if you look at this very nice example, you can see that the order now is scaling from this direction. It's scaling from here, right? And that's what so I will tell you a little bit why that's happening. Because every object has an anchor point. That means that's the center of the object. You look at this Nike object, for example. We know we use the same scale, but it's scaled correctly, right? It's scaled from the middle because the anchor point is right here. It's at the middle of the object. But this other object here, which is the order now, see the anchor point, see where it is, see how far away it is. It's right here. So what we want to do, we want to move the anchor point. So it's advisable that every object should have an anchor point that's at the middle of the object. So in this my scenario now, this is not even correct at all. See how far it is and see where the object is. That's why it's scaling from this direction. So what I need to do now, I need to go to use my anchor point tool. This tool here, you can press Y, or you can just see here, right? Anchor point selected. I want to move the anchor point to the middle here, so it will scale from the middle of this object. So let's see it again, and now it has fixed that problem. So just know that every object has an anchor point, even in the rotation, right? Imagine I had the anchor point here, and I were to rotate its arrow on my keyboard. What will happen? It will rotate around that anchor point. It's not. So it's better you have anchor points, in the right place, right? Which is where I set it before. So when it's going to rotate around the center. So just think of the anchor point as the center of the object. Sorry, then I don't know if I've shared the attendance, but please let us view the attendance. I think I will share it very quickly now. Let's view the attendance so we can where are you? So we can come. Let me quickly search for it. Okay, when I'm able to get the link, I will share it on it. Just please stay on the call. Let's see. So okay, yeah. So I will share the link now on the group. Not on the group, on the call here. Check the chat. Check our chat. Please go over and fill your attendance. If you don't fill it, that means you were not present. So you won't be able to blame anybody. So please just go over to the chat and fill the attendance sheet right there. Okay, so let's quickly move on. So yeah, this is just a quick. So how long does this even last? This is not even up to. Let me see. So this is like 3 seconds, right? Yeah, it ends in like 3 seconds. So this is just a quick demonstration of what we can animate, right? So from here, maybe if I want to add more things to my animation, I can make the animation slower. I can add more things, maybe things are moving in the background, right? I could add whatever I want to add, essentially. So just feel free and explore, to even have this done in so short amount of time is very um something that you can also do as well. It's very easy. Just go through if you have been following from now before now, you pick up these things very quickly, right? So just like I said, this is what we're going to try and work on from now on. So if I were doing this as my project, this it means I'm already almost done, right? I'm almost done, because from here, if I keep animating things, adding more elements to my design, and I'm done with the animation, all I need to do is just come over here and export my file as a Lottie file, and that's all, right? That's all. Now, if you want to just enjoy yourself in your design, you could also just add music file or background music, right? Just go on Google, just type free download for background music for so and so. There are so many websites that you can get them. So let me pick any random thing. So let's see. Let me see. What was this? So After Effects actually supports audio files as well. So let's say you have a song on your laptop you want to use as a background music. Just drag and drop it, right? Drop it in your timeline, and you hear the sound. So I mean, if I have to I can make this 15 seconds if I want. I can just make things move, right? So maybe instead of making this thing to be stationary like this, maybe the shoe will be going increasing and reducing, increasing and reducing, and I'll make the text to be also doing the same effect. Let me just quickly do that so that you can see what I'm talking about. So let's say we have the shoe here. So this is the keyframe for the shoe. So at this point, let's say it would be, instead of just staying like this, I'll add another keyframe for the scale. Okay, yeah, let me use scale now. So I'll use S. I'll select S, press my keyframe. I would increase it a bit, maybe something like this. Then see it's growing now, right? So what I can simply do, I can simply just bring it back again. So I can copy this keyframe, Control C and Control V it here. So it's going to grow and reduce, right? So I would spread it up just a bit more so it's not too robotic. Let me see. Right? Then I will just what I'll do, I'll just copy it to the end of the animation. Just copy to the end. We can actually make use of what they call a script, or but I don't want to get into that now, so I don't confuse you guys. But there's actually a way you can automatically do this thing. But for the sake of this class, let's just go the normal way. So yeah, I think so I would simply from here I think I'll select all the keyframes, right click and easy ease. So it's not let me do the same thing for the other now button. So scale, maybe to start from here to I would click this button. So it will be like this, and around here and make it different a bit. It would be a bit bigger like this. So you just keep alternating from here to here to here to here. So I'll select these two, Control C, Control V. Let me drag this for Control C, Control V. That. I hope this is correct. Let me see. Okay, that's correct. Control C, Control V. Select all of them. Keyframe assistant and easy. Give it easy from here too. So maybe it should let me delete this keyframe here. This two of them, let me delete them. I want it to keep increasing till it now goes back. Yeah. Drag this closer a bit. So you can just keep fine-tuning and adjusting, adding more stuff. Even further animate it, I could even animate this text individually, right? I could go over here and actually animate these things individually. I could animate the opacity for each layer, right? You see these things, they're all into a separate layer. So I could literally just come over here and animate the transparency. So one will first show before the other one shows. I just keep doing that till have that effect. It's just your imagination. What you want. I mean, you could even go the extra mile and you do a voiceover or something. But this is how they create adverts, right? This is how you go about it. So when you're okay with your animation, you just go over and you export it as a Lottie file with what we discussed on Friday, or I mean for a while now, sir. So like I said before, what I think this is called page one. That's the composition name. So we go for page one here. You select it. You can adjust the settings. You can also export. Just check out the things that you want to include. But I think default is fine. So yeah, save. So once you're done with that, I think if you're page one, you click this render. So it will render out the animation for you as a Lottie file. So that's literally a capstone project. Now you can be as advanced, you can go the extra mile, or you can be as little as once. It depends on what you want to have as your own work. But I would think that each of us will put in our best, right, to have something very, very nice. So like I said, it's up to you now. It's up to you now. So when we meet on Friday, we're going to continue this project, right? We're going to keep working on and keep making it better. So I assume that on Friday, when we come to class, we'll have something to show ourselves. Maybe you have questions, you have, problems, challenges. We can tackle it together. Um, but this is the primary thing we're going to be doing from now on, working and finishing on our capstone project. So I think that's all for today. Let's just see how it looks. But that's general idea. So once it's done, we'll have a Lottie file, on our system that we can just give to anybody. And yeah, that's our final. So do you have any questions, any clarifications? I know I said a lot of things, but what I said has been what we've been discussing for like 4 weeks now. So except you've not been following our classes at all, then you're probably like very lost. But if you've been following, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, right. I just quickly did everything to show that it's possible to do it in like 30 minutes or 1 hour. So, yeah. Any questions? Any other thing you want to anything you want to clarify before we round up for today? Please, like I said, please let's go over to the form and fill in the attendance. It's on the chat now. Just check the chats of this call. There's an
So
attendance
what
form
week
there.
is this,
Go and
please?
fill it in.
Or what week should we put on it?
Sorry, someone saying something.
What
I can't hear. It's
week
very,
should
very
we
low.
put on it, please?
Sorry, I can't hear you. It's very low.
What should you put on it?
What? I just hear what.
The week, sir.
The
Week,
what?
Okay.
week,
Week.
WK.
Okay, week. Yeah, I think this is week 6 now, right? Yeah. This is just feeling week 6. It's week 6. Okay. I guess it's still exporting. I told you about the fact that I don't really like using images in my Lottie files because it usually makes it a little somehow large and complex. So if you don't want to go with this, you can actually convert this to a vector file, right? So there are many ways you can do it. If you have Adobe Illustrator, you can do it. You can just go online. There are many websites that do those things for you for free. You can say maybe image to SVG. SVG is a vector file, right? So you can convert it for free, essentially, for free. So just upload your image, and then you can use that SVG file in your After Effects project. So it will be a vector file, basically. So when you export that SVG file in your Lottie, it's going to be way, simpler for you to export than using an actual image, like a PNG image or a JPEG, right? Where is this thing, sir? Let me see if I can find it. Can't remember why I dropped that file now. Let's just use this one. Waste time. But so I'm saying that you can decide to work with SVG. So I mean, this is actually this is an example of a bad SVG conversion. It looks very bad. So, but usually SVG files are just usually like I talked about Lottie files. They are just code. It's a line of code. It's a written program. So usually it has a smaller size and it's less complicated than an actual image. So using SVGs can actually help you speed up your Lottie files, Lottie file animation, essentially. So yeah, there are lots of tools out there. This is one of the ones I've used before. It's quite nice. If you also have after Adobe Illustrator, you can use that as well. If you also have Inkscape, right? It's a free software. Don't like Inkscape. Inkscape, it's like Adobe Illustrator, but it's a free software. You can actually convert your images to SVG as well. It's very easy to use. 5 minutes you are done, right? So yeah, whichever you want to use is up to you. But if you say that, oh, you still want to use an image, it's fine. Just know that it's going to be a bit more, stressful on the computer and on the actual file. So this is an SVG file. It looks exactly the same, right? But it's way smaller and less complicated. This is 2 kilobytes, as you can see. This image is 45 kilobytes. This is a PNG file. This is an SVG file. This is 40 kilobytes. This is 2 kilobytes. So you can understand what I'm trying to say now. So that's the idea. Let's see. That's actually finished. Now it's still rendering, so I have to just leave it for it to finish rendering. I'm almost certain it's because of this image I have here. That's why it's still taking time. Yeah, but that's the idea. That's a quick rundown on how you will go about your project. Please, if you have questions, feel free to ask me on the group. Yeah, I would answer them as soon as I see it. Yep. So if there are no questions, any questions, we'll round up for today. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Okay, I assume there are no questions. So yeah, I think we are done. To see you guys on Friday, so we can continue on this. Yeah. So please, when you go home, begin to work on your capstone projects, or when you leave the call. I mean, this is the main thing we are doing from now on, right? Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Night, night, guys.